Yeah. Yeah. Oh, my tiki torches went out.
I know this is not a bowl, but I'm still washing it.
Good.
So I want to use it again to hold the apples. Because we need this pan for the pork. That's kind of what I was thinking. Want to see the Duchess potatoes. That'll be in a little bit, because once the pie goes, the next after this is the pork. We grind it up, we fill out the pie, toss it in the oven for an hour. The rest comes together, and they all live happily ever after. That's the theory. Reality, there is tons of chaos. And eventually food comes out. I need a moment. The pile of apple. Just, oh man, that's my mom on. Oh man, fall. She'd make apple pie. She'd make. I'll be okay in a minute. Someone drink. You see, Garnett, you have to put this in it to prevent coffee thieves from taking some. Just suggest it.
I would think that would cause more thieving.
It is. It's very hard for me. One, because, you know, I'm thinking timing. Especially here, it's not the dead time. I'm afraid of dead time, but you guys are fun to talk to anyway. But even when I'm cooking, you know, meals here, Thanksgiving, I'd like to line it up so things come out at the end in the right, you know, all together or in the right order. How much olive oil do I put in this? Oh, it's not olive, it's veggie oil. And 2 tablespoons. All right. Probably don't want olive oil in an apple pie. But then again, you probably don't want pork in apple pie. Don't get up. I got it. Yeah, the apple aroma took me away. Got the rest of the ingredients out. I need my onion substitute. In this case, I'm going to go celery. Now, actually, I'm going to mix it. We have an old bell pepper kicking around. So, discipline. You are much more of a creative person. I'm an engineer who also likes to be spontaneous. So I've got the grounding of process, but every once in a while it's like, let's try this. That's why I'm looking forward to the challenge. Okay. They said a fine dice on the onion, so everything we're using is a substitute for the onion. Leave all fingertips in the right places. Oh, with our dishwasher, yours truly managed to gouge their thumb on the spring mechanism.
Took skill.
No, it's actually good. It's actually good. What'd you say?
I said it took skill.
Took skill.
I don't know why that's good, but okay.
I was saying it is good as it's not hurting. But.
Good. That is good.
And we have puppies lined up. That was no fair. Coda, catch. Pounced off his mouth, went right under Indy, and Indy didn't even blink.
Oh,
Ah!
No. Oh no, he doesn't.
Unless I do that.
He's very grabby.
He was about to grab this. It would have been gone if I didn't say that.
Oh yeah.
One time he caught the bacon before it hit the ground.
Only once?
Only once. Think of the bulk of material of one onion. Garn gets wincing right now. She has every right to. And we have our asafoetida. Other arsenals in our onion substitutions. This I add towards the end as I do this. So oil, onions, pork, brown sugar, salt, and other spices. Let's get this going. Draft. Got the right draft. Welcome in. It's going pretty well. How about with you? Glad you could join us today. How are you doing? Just caught us in the middle of making some pork and apple pie. Uh-oh. We've got our sparkle. Oh, what? 400 followers. Thank you very much. Yay, congratulations. Better get the poll up.
I was just reading how to do it. It's simple, but I have to log in as you, so yeah.
Okay.
I'll do that at the end of the stream.
The draft is coming into the kitchen. He's here to stay. Draft, thank you very much for the follow. I do appreciate it. You have kicked us off on the adventure of the survey. For the 400th, we have a bunch of cast-off stuff in our fridge and other ingredients, I hope, that on the day of the stream I'm presented with, and I get to make something out of it. Bowl to be washed. Now I talked about the substitutes. I'm going to go ahead with those. Asafoetida helps us with that sharp, makes your eyes water. It's what you get out of the flavor. Chives give also that note. He said ass. Grow up. No, don't grow up. Have fun. All right, a 1/4 teaspoon of cloves is, the Cerise Jubilee is not in the house, so I can go ahead with this. Quarter teaspoon. Clove is very strong. Do not overdo. Allspice. Let's think of allspice as pepper with a little bit of herbal note. It was the first time I found it. First try. Yes. I am getting better at this cooking thing.
Now.
I won't let it go to my head.
It might have something to do with the washing as you go.
Ah, yes. You brought... Well, thank you very much, Master Splits. Do appreciate that.
Oh, thank you.
Seems like he's one who is after similar culinary pursuits. Good food. I forgot. I should follow him before I lose... And, oh! Loredana... Oh, geez. Loredana? Loredana. Loredana. Thank you very much for that follow. Where is he?
Wait a minute. Is that an L? Might be an I.
There he is. Allie.
Yeah.
Look at that. Your stream is good. Yeah. Slowly, the way I like it. Get some good people. Have some good times. Let it happen naturally. I'm not in a hurry. Happy with my small group here. More are welcome, of course. Let's see. Salt is the other thing. Teaspoon of salt. And again, kosher. So I'll go heavy on it, rounded instead of... There it is. And it calls for breadcrumbs. 3½ tablespoons. Container for breadcrumbs, my dear.
Look up. Straight in front of you.
It's a snake. Did I get that, Loredana? Saying it right? Let me know. And welcome in. These are breadcrumbs. Some of it panko, mostly stuff we've made. 2, 3 and a half. Welcome in all. Glad to share my Sunday with you. This is, I thought it would be this way. Kind of the highlight. Yeah. Our Saturdays are lovely too. Lady Wayfair and I have taken to exploring. She's trying to do things for her that she enjoys. Sometimes tag along. Sometimes I go do my thing. We had a nice fire pit last night, but I was so tired. It was just like, take me where I can have a fan. It was rough that way, but tonight I am making spinach with garlic and olive oil. Jeez. So spinach, I make a cream spinach with that. I do a lot of, little bit of olive oil, a lot of garlic, make a cream sauce, little bit, add some cheese. All right. I'm glad to have gotten at least close. Sounds almost mythical.
I was wondering if it was a name from a movie. The the one with the it's gonna drive me batty. I can't think of the name of the movie.
You have a question?
How's your garden coming along? Getting everything? Well, this year I focused on herb growing. So there isn't the only vegetables I've got going are potatoes. And the potatoes are doing well, although there's a little bit of dieback this week and I have to figure that out. But the plant you see with the tiki torches is sage, which limped along all winter under the grow light and is finally doing great. So I've been harvesting from all of my herbs. So chives and rosemary and thyme, sage, basil. We did the big harvest of basil for pesto on Wednesday night. So the basil is pretty much done. I left one stalk to go to seed, so I'll collect seeds. And I should be able to get some sprouts rooted. And the mint is just finishing its season. So everything is kind of coming to the end of the season.
I've been using the pesto on my breakfast sandwiches, on occasion. Lovely basil flavor. Perked up in time to die. Yeah, it's a tough life being an herb, but I'm grateful that we have fresh herbs to work with. It felt decadent. What I do is we have sandwich thins, which are little, think of it like an English muffin made of whole wheat, and it's wider and none of the tang. And just put some tomato, salt, pepper on that, some basil, mozzarella slices, a little bit of mustard on top. It's just, to me, it's summer, along with these other wonderful foods. But yeah, tomato season is coming to an end.
Willow was the movie I was thinking of.
Willow.
Is Laura Donna a name from Willow?
It might have been the daughter who Van Mortigan falls in love with.
Is that Laura Donna? We'll see.
Chickens hate the week before Super Bowl Sunday. Mm-hmm. Think of all those wings. Master of Splits, yes, there is too much garlic if you're cooking for the queen. Not like garlic at all. But I'm not the queen, so. Let that browning work out. Indiana's doing his yoga. Now, I ask you folks, this much apple, that much pork in a pie. Galuch, welcome in. Good to see you. Thank you for coming on in. How have you been doing today?
Andy, what's going on? What's going on, man?
Sage is a perennial. I love sage. Fresh sage out of the garden. It's great for Thanksgiving. I think early on, I started streaming a little over a year ago. Probably almost a year and a half. And I tried to make a Thanksgiving sausage. Did 2 different varieties. And I'll keep trying it because I love the flavors of Thanksgiving. Okay, so let me read this. Until it's brown, about 10 minutes. Let mixture cool for 10 minutes. You go over there. And transfer to food processor. Then do the crust. All right, spices away. Spices away. That clove is a strong odor. Italian seasoning.
You had it out earlier.
Yeah, I just put it back.
Oh, okay. Excellent. I like it. Well, yes. I think we'll probably brine and smoke a turkey this year because last year we fried one on stream and decided it was not worth it.
Yep, Jurassic Games, thank you very much for the hydrate. Oh, I needed that. Oh, something I forgot to do it. There is a ginger in the house.
Welcome back, Ginger Tea.
Oh, wow.
And Galooch, I am jealous. I am jealous. We have so much stuff still to sort through and purge and clean up and reorganize.
Oh. Berries are coming into season here. Oh, you're going around the mulberry bush. Here we go around the mulberry bush, mulberry bush, mulberry bush. I think I'm done with this. Lady Wayfarer figured out a good place to hide that cooktop above the fridge we have.
What did I do?
Figured out the hiding place for the cooktop.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm good at hiding places, then I forget where I put them.
I have that problem too. Okay. Do a quick job on the knives here. I have to run for a bit, hopefully be back for Duchess potatoes. Apologize for the delay. They'll probably start around probably about a half hour. But thank you very much for dropping in. We'll be here a while yet.
Thank you, Dinner with Mom. Have fun with whatever you're doing to go run for. Hope it's fun and safe and wonderful.
Yeah, the pie takes a long time. Thanks, Dinner with Mom. Do appreciate it. All right, all clean. Do I have ice cream cone? Oh, whole ice cream rolls. Oh no. FIFA World Cup 2022 winner National dish. Ah, wow. That would be a good way of doing it. We do ginger tea especially, but we also are into FIFA,
FIFA, I think.
We're into the soccer, not the organization. Let's put it that way. That's for our pork. Guess we didn't set a timer, but that's okay. Where, oh where has my little dog gone? Where can he be? I know, don't give it my day job. I've heard it. December 18th. I like the sound of that.
Sorry.
Master of Splits. Final game will be played on December 18th. Whichever nation wins the World Cup, you cook the national dish. Nice noise.
We could do that.
We could do that.
We
All
could
right.
do that. Let me put that in the list.
Let's hope Iceland doesn't. Isn't that fermented shark?
Well, it depends then. It depends on whether there's bread. Because we have decided when there is bread that needs rise time, we cannot do it on Wednesday.
That is true. That's on a Sunday. We'll do it on a Sunday. Unless it's not a bread thing. Like Lady Wayfarer said. This meat. It will be interesting. Interesting is an interesting word. This is a lot of meat for this pie. Now that will also be in amongst our Christmas preparations. I know not everyone celebrates Christmas, but we do. So we'll make some of our Christmas favorites. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. It's not fully pureed, but it is definitely mixed well. Big pieces cut down. I'm going to put that here. I'm walking away with my apples. They need to go back to the fridge we have in the basement. Oil back where it belongs. You back where you belong. Doe. A deer. A female deer. Burgers, hot dogs. What is the national dish? Chili? Don't say it's burgers. Name for a German city. Just spreading it out for our base of the pies. I made a lot, so I'm hoping I have enough for the filling we have. Now remember, this normally make a single 9-inch pie. Get my pastry knife here. Let me give you a view of
What
this.
is the national dish of the United States?
Pork.
I was thinking maybe barbecue. Are you guessing ginger tea, or did you look it up? No, it's not crude oil. I'm thinking we have a lot of cattle ranches. We produce a lot of wheat, we produce a lot of beef. So it's probably something along those lines. Oh, hamburger, okay.
Okay. Hamburger.
Unofficial though.
I'm not winning points for pastry cutting, guys. You know, it's people. The expression "as American as apple pie." Hate to tell you guys.
Yes, I am master of splits.
Came from England.
I was just updating our offline list.
Ah, Jura puppy treat redemption.
Ooh, thank you.
Thank you for that. And let's see if I can get them in focus here. Come on. Indiana, gentle. Leave the fingers. Thank you. Coda. Good boy. Is the U.S. even in World Cup this year? Didn't think they qualified.
I would be surprised if the men's team qualified.
Oh, that's another question. I guess that's men's.
I believe so, yeah. Oh, they finally made it in. They qualified.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's not always a given, for sure.
Diversified by people, ingredients, stuff that leads. Yeah, it is. I think even Italy has that because there's the Mediterranean. That's more seafood. You've got your pasta belt, if you will. Okay. Pie crust laid in. Number 1. That was a terrible job. First time working with this crust, though. Very crumbly. The dogs are going crazy cleaning up the crumbs. That's how I know it's pretty crumbly. What do I want to eat?
We love a good burger in this house. And lately we've been having our burgers on the homemade brioche rolls, which are really very tasty. They do tend to come apart, so I think we need to work on that, but very tasty. I like the brioche rolls. In fact, that's what we had last night. Burgers on brioche, homemade brioche, and homemade mustard on mine, and I think Hippie had homemade ketchup on his.
Homemade ketchup, homemade
And
sauerkraut.
Homemade sauerkraut with potato wedges on the side.
Not homemade potatoes, but
No.
we made the potato wedges.
Pretty soon they'll be able to give some homegrown potatoes.
That is true. I forgot. Ooh, okay. I know what I'm doing wrong. It's only going to take me half of this to figure it out, but
Ginger tea makes a really good, safe for me to eat, brownie. She makes excellent brownies.
excellent what?
Brownies.
Brownies, yes. She makes a lot. Gluten-free. When she was going into the office at another place, she would bring in baking for everybody. An idea of which I was going to steal for my gig up in Maryland. That's the way you're supposed to do it. I just felt like futzing around there for a minute. Sushi. Oh, is Korea in it? Because I can make pho. I've made my own, including my own broth. Not made my own noodles, but I made my own broth. I'd do that again. I like pho. South Korea.
Korean boy.
Yes, you missed puppy treats. I did them. The puppies have that glazed look in their eyes. And yes, I'm taking off that limiter. If we go into extra innings, the puppy should still get their treats. I'm not really too worried about making this crust too rough because it's got so much fat in it. It's got so much cheese. I don't think I can make this tough. It's going to be crumbly. Vietnam is not in. Okay.
Sounds like a challenge.
Sounds like a challenge. I bet you I can make it tough. Patching up the holes here.
I got my fill of doggo wrestling on Thursday this week, and then came home to the dishwasher flood. So there was more wrestling.
Cursing, wrestling, same thing.
Wringing of sopping wet towels and.
Oh, oof. Oh, I've got the other roll in the fridge. Hold on.
We were literally hauling buckets of water out of the house. It was a royal mess. And I don't mean royal in a good way.
There's that, I forget who did it first. Not Peter. Peter Gabriel did it. Here comes the flood. Brian Eno, that's it. Yes, prog rock. King Crimson. Genesis, Rush. Oh. If you did. Ooh, if you did. We got some words, girl. We had some words with the dishwasher. That's for dang sure. It's been with us 13 years. It's done a good job, but still. I guess it's better to go out with a grand gesture rather than just sort of meekly stop working and not turn on.
Maybe. I think I would have preferred it just dying.
Oh, prefer, yeah. There's the, it's better to burn out than to fade away.
Oh, gosh.
I got something to say. It's better to burn than fade away. Def Leppard. You know what I should be doing? Bake 425. Yes, you may pick, and it better be a good one. If it's not big enough, I'll send you right back out there. Oh, FIFA. Thank you, Ginger. Let's see. Qatar. Yeah, they're the host. Ecuador, Senegal, Netherlands, England, Iran, U.S., Wales, Argentina. Reading through. Threaten you with a good time. Yeah. Basically rolling out the dough. As you can see, no use looking at my belly. Look at that. You got the cheese, still the cheddar's there, the butter, the sage. That's looking good.
Out of that list of teams, I would vote for Wales, Poland, not who I think would win, but who I'd like to see them win.
Banana. Stuart? Banana.
Oh, watermelon. Hey, party for welcome in everybody.
Great,
Shout out
great,
please
great.
for Watermelon, an awesome streamer. Had the opportunity to catch a couple of his streams. Welcome in. And thank you for the follow there. Let's see. Oh, have all. Thank you very much for the follow. Watermelon, what did you get into today? What mischief did you bring upon your masses? And folks, if you don't know me, I am Hippie Wayfarer. Lady Wayfarer is over here.
Hi there.
The company is out there causing me trouble, which is certainly welcome here today. We are making some good foods. We do no corn, no onion products, and we visit old recipes, usually my mom's or my grandmother's. But today we're visiting Calvin Coolidge's mom's recipe, the pork and apple pie. And we've got the Queen's favorite dish, one of them, which is Gaelic Irish sirloin. You're not dying. With Irish whiskey. And Duchess potatoes. So thank you all for coming in. Do appreciate you sharing your community with us. And let's see what trouble. What mischief did Watermelon bring? Oh, he hasn't typed it yet. And I've done that too, when I go off and do the raid. It's like, oh, I gotta start cleaning. But, oh, there he is. Oh, a pear dish. I love that you don't cook with onions. Yep, it is. My Lady Wayfarer has a very strong aversion to them. Even before it was as impactful as it was.
Even before it made me sick.
Yeah, she didn't like onions.
I didn't prefer them.
Although we did make liver and onions once, which I thought you liked.
Well, yeah, back in the olden days, I could cook them down, caramelize them thoroughly, and then enjoy them.
Yeah.
But yeah, then that became not even that, not a thing.
So welcome in everybody. We're not shy, and back seating is allowed if you've got some suggestions on what we're doing. Certainly welcome it. We're kind of an open community, so got some ideas. Say, hippie, your crust work sucks. That's okay, because it does. No, it doesn't. It's not that bad, but it could be better. This crust in particular is a what's in it? Sage, butter. Well, that's butter, flour, sage, salt, and cheddar cheese, and it's really crumbly. Trouble quota has been filled. You better. Pearl tart tatin. Oh, excellent. Pear, not pearl. Pear. You're cooking with pearls? Wow. That sounds awesome, guy. And do follow him, folks. Watermelon is a fantastic streamer. Like I said, I've had the opportunity to see him. He raided us, and then came back soon after just to finish the stream, and I got to see some of what he was doing. And then he got COVID on me. How dare you? Or got exposed, so stopped streaming for a bit. And I'm glad to see you back, sir. Oh. Cajun chicken? Is that like Cajun chicken, only different? Thank you very much for the follow, Cajun chicken. If that's not a right pronunciation, let me know. All right. So we have our makeshift crust. Normally this is a pork and apple pie. It works. Well, I don't know if it works. I haven't tried it before. But Calvin Coolidge, one of the U.S. presidents, it's his mom's favorite, or the dish his mom made, and he loved it. She said, best pie ever. So, if you're a Calvin Coolidge fan, you have to like this. This is required by law. Now, you over here. You over here. That was pork. We actually ground our own pork because there's absolutely no way I'm paying that much money for pork fat ground up as ground beef or ground pork. It's boneless country ribs. Some good gelatin, good stuff in there. I love the name. I was hoping that was it, so I'm glad I got it right. So we talk about the things being Cajun here. It's a reference to, it got a little too dark. We went Cajun on that. I grew up in the days when Cajun cooking was blackened fish and blackened soul and blackened hearts and blackened minds. No, I mean, there was that tendency to do it. Paul Prudhomme? I think that was it.
It seemed like when we went to restaurants, anything that was labeled Cajun, which I grew up in Louisiana, so yeah, anything we ordered that was labeled Cajun was blackened. And so it just kind of became a joke between us that anything burnt was Cajun, which I'm sure my Cajun brother-in-law would disagree with. But it's just sort of our little inside joke.
So we do have to explain that here. I do burn things. I mean, darken them. I was experimenting. So, pork and apple pie. We already made up the pork. It's already been cooked. In that, there's a tablespoon of brown sugar, cinnamon, ginger, or not garlic, cloves, allspice, some breadcrumbs, and some salt. Also, we put in our substitute for onion, which is celery. I put in some bell pepper with that. Our get ready egg, asafoetida powder, which gives you that tart smell, that acrid smell, which is good. And finished off with some chives. We find that's a good flavor substitute for it. Works for us. Just press time. Sourdough starter, discard to burn through. Good idea. Yeah, we've got to restart our sourdough. I kind of left it wander off. Garlic, yes, I know, I tried.
We've got plenty of friendship bread starter.
We do. And we actually have to feed that tonight.
Okay, garden cat.
So this pie is normally a single 9-inch, and I am still marveling that all of this and the apple over there is going to fit into these pies, let alone a 9-inch pie. I'm going to have some filling left over. There's a Korean pizza place near that stuffs the crust with sweet potato. But they make a bulgogi pizza would be awesome. And kimchi fried rice. Yeah, we do make our kimchi. I adore it. I'm afraid to use it because it's just so good. You don't want to waste it, so to speak, in a cooked dish because it's so good fresh. When we do our sauerkraut, I don't use the homemade stuff because we save that for toppings and raw stuff because it has the was about to say macrobiotics. It's the good stuff, good bugs in it. Technical term. Look it up.
Probiotics.
Probiotics. They're pros. I forgot. They're not the amateurs.
Yes. And once aged a good bit, then the histamine level comes down too. So that's double good.
It don't. It may seem old-fashioned. It's easy to do, but you don't have to. There are good sauerkrauts out there. We do it because I kind of enjoy this stuff. Call me silly. Call me Shirley. But don't call me Shirley. Quick, what movie? This is an age test. Yep. As I thought, folks. We're going to have leftovers on both. Thank you, Bleed Blue.
Huh.
Do I have ramekins? Yes, I do.
Kimchi fried rice. We should try that sometime.
Gets a bit sour. Yeah, that I believe. We have these. One, we have these, which I would use for French onion soup. And if you're looking for the itty bitty ones, we have these. Great satire movie. If you have those ramekins, I want to buy more because I haven't found them. I bought those. I bought these and the white ones both at Sur La Table. Oh, ginger tea's here. Sur La Table. And I love these and can't find them anymore. Home goods. All right. Now we have the pork. Here are the apples. Make sure everything else is in here that's going in here. Arrange the apple slices. Friend, there ain't no apple slices. This is cooked apart. We use Golden Delicious in this, which if you're not an apple person, Golden Delicious do not like heat. Well, they do. They just fall apart. And we also had in here, it's called Rambo. The style of apple that is a Rambo.
Golden Delicious apples. Actually, they're ginger gold. I said that together really quick, so it's its own word.
There are two types. There are the ginger golds, and there are they're called Rambos. It's a cross between Granny Smith, Pippins, and an unknown variety. So the Golden Delicious fell apart, as I expected. But that was one from the recipe. If you look at the link, Epicurious has it. So I'm going to have some applesauce layer above the meat layer. And then I have a layer of these Romans, or Rambos. That they did. I tasted it. It was very much like that. Look, they were a little soft. And I was expecting them to cook down too. Raw. I tasted them. But no, so far. But I'll see the end result here. But my gut is telling me next time, don't use Golden Delicious. Delicious, the Golden Delicious and the Red Delicious apples are not, in my opinion, good baking apples, unless you want applesauce. If you want applesauce, they're good applesauce. They're great. The early season apple, they taste fantastic. And if you get a water core, which is a little bit of frost earlier before picking, drives the water towards the center. You bite into it, and there's this translucent part of it. It just, all the apple goodness. So these will go with the leftover meat. Now, what I'll probably do is some of the ramekins and just spread them with the streusel. We'll see how it comes out. I will not waste that. Make sure I didn't miss anything. You make your French onion soup. I'm single. Those biscuits was hit the spot. She threw a toy at me. I'm curious about the combination of spices. We did it earlier. Now this was almost a year. We made our own mincemeat with meat. It's ground beef, and we later made mince pies with them. The flavors never melded. It was like ground beef inside of. Really? Ground beef pebbles inside of mincemeat. It didn't blend, so I'm hoping these blend better. You do, okay. Add a variety texture. That's what this is doing. Mushy apples. Yeah, I think that's what this is achieving. So let's go ahead, top these bad boys. And normally, I said this in the early part of our stream, I would normally do this as a single pie. That's what it calls for. But we're trying to not eat pie constantly, so made them so we can cook them, freeze them, and bring them back when we're good people. And I've got some of the remaining. I could probably make another 2 of these. So. You watching tomorrow morning? Is that the funeral?
Yeah.
I will not be able to. I will be up at a Maryland location where I work.
I'll watch some of it probably.
Not going to use that for that. Garnget will hate me. And so will I. I don't like abusing knives. Despite what I do on the street. What do you seek, my love? Just looking for things to clean?
No, I'm looking for a towel. There were 3 out, and now I only see 1.
I was hungry.
I'll try and put away some things before I make more washed wet things in the rack. I even set one aside so you wouldn't take it. Arrgh. Oh, I see. I see, said the blind man as he picked up his hammer and saw. I'm not touching the oven, it's talking to me.
You brushed into it. You woke it up. You must appease.
How dare.
the oven.
By the way, I want a dumb dishwasher.
A dumb dishwasher?
I want a dumb dishwasher.
Disappointed, yes. And that's even worse to me. No, it's not. It's just as bad. Garnget is a pro with knives, and I would consult her readily on a lot of my mischief. And you know what she advised me about sharpening my knives? Get a pro. Okay. At one point, I was thinking, you know, that'd be a good retirement job. Be a pro knife sharpener.
Brilliant boy.
Well, I'm thinking of learning on my garden tools.
Ah, yes.
I'm thinking that may be a winter project once the growing season's over.
This is true. The old dishwashers work better. Yeah, this one is 13 years old. And she's referring to the oven, which talks to my phone and talks to Ginger T's phone, and I can control it remotely. So I know when things are burning. But
Talks to my phone too.
yeah, well, you wanted it to talk to your phone. I could tell it not to talk to your phone.
Well, yeah, I think it might make the most. Now that Ginger T has her own flat, I think it might make sense to remove her from our oven. That might make more sense than removing me.
Knife sharpener is underappreciated.
Got anything else to wash while I'm into it?
Isn't that just me? Yeah, it probably is, Sag. Anything else to what? The cups are still in use, in play.
Canoe?
Knife.
Okay.
It's getting warm.
Too much chatting.
Nah. Cooler house.
No. Done with the celery?
I'm done with the celery. Thank you. Okay. Oh, and then I got to scroll down because I lost chat. Okay. How will you know when the oven's preheated? And you can tell us. I guess that makes sense. So you let us know when the oven's ready.
Oh, here's some more.
Envy apples. Finally, it's been almost 3 hours, and the pies are finally going in. Yeah, this can be a real quick stream. You just keep telling yourself that, Hippie. So 3, I think I have to do this with an egg wash. Egg wash. So I gotta get an egg. Egg, did you get a shower lately? Where's my token bowl?
What kind of a token bowl? Like what size? It wasn't in there. Was it like a glass bowl?
I guess I didn't have a bowl set up for that yet. No, I don't think so.
The only bowl I've washed is a mixing bowl, and I doubt that would be called a token bowl. That would be insulting to the mixing bowl.
Oh yes, master splits. We put a layer on the bottom. That's when we're supposed to do it. So yeah, the bottom has about an inch of the pork layer. That's got about 3/4 of an inch to an inch of the apple on top. So that's what we got here. All right, so this is our, well, we had 1, 2. This is our third bowl.
Impressive.
It's over there.
It's over there, because I was doing the orange peel thing.
Ah. put a little bit of water in this, and I'm going to let Lady Wayfair have the sink.
I already have the sink.
It's on for the yellow, so looking for a brown. There's a lot of butter in the crust. So it's 10 minutes at 425, then 375, 20 to 25 minutes, and then let cool another 25 minutes. So we'll see how it comes out. I'm talking about the different breeds of apples that are out there. What's the one I'm always going on about? It's not Stamens.
Honeycrisp.
Honeycrisp.
They had those at the store today, but I noticed they were more than every other apple.
They are.
They're very popular.
There are some derivations off of Honeycrisp already. Honeycrisp actually came out in the 90s, 80s, 90s. And they're so expensive because the deform rate on them is amazing. Like, most apples come off more or less the same shape, but the Honeycrisps, half of them come out dwarf or misshapen or lumpy, which don't sell. But where I bought my apples, they had Honeycrisps, misshapen ones, 99 cents a pound.
I was going to say we just need to find a source for deformed Honeycrisp apples.
Give them a home.
Because once you bake them in something, who cares what they look like on the shelf?
Yeah. And that's an amazing part of America foods anyway, is so much goes to waste when it doesn't look good.
Yeah.
There have been a number of initiatives that are like, no, you don't have to do that, guys.
Yeah.
It's hard to find, but now that I know where my apple supply is coming from, I've got another ride in Philadelphia on the first week in October. I'm going back up there. I'll come back with a bunch then. So more apples. Pink Ladies, yes, yes, yes. Also a good one. The only apple is a Granny Smith. I disagree.
I disagree. My favorite is Red Delicious. I'm old-fashioned that way. I don't think they're best for baking, though. But in terms of an apple to eat, I like Red Delicious.
Well, I think Watermelon had a good idea, a good point to make, that you mix it in with other types, like this pie is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I like that idea.
And it can make a good... I'm trying to get this pan out. I'll just get another one.
You dirtying an extra pan?
Well, hopefully it won't get dirty.
Hopefully.
It's that or the oven then.
Yeah, I hear you.
All right, these... Oh, sorry, I forgot to show them off. Ooh,
Pretty.
pretty.
They look good. All right, the dogs have declared it's their dinner time, so I'm going to go
Okay.
off mic to go feed them.
Echo, set a 10-minute first timer.
First timer, 10 minutes, starting now.
Echo, set a 35-minute second apple timer.
Second apple timer, 35 minutes, starting now.
10 minutes for the first temperature, drop it down to 375 for the second. And that should get us to done. And I've never made this pie before. I'm actually pretty excited to see what it comes out with. That's got dough in it. I'm going to keep that with it so I can finish those up after stream, or if we have time. The other thing we're going to make, we're going to start our potatoes. Now dinner with Mom should come back. She made the suggestion for this to go with our steak. And we started this earlier. The star of the show today. It's a sirloin. It's a 22 ounce sirloin. They say to use 2 10-ounce. I kept it whole. And it's got 8 ounces of Jameson's, 4 ounces of butter, and it's got chive, bay leaf, and savory, all mixed in with it. Summer savory. It's been in there since 1 o'clock, 1:30. So we take it out, cook it up, make a sauce with it after we have our mashed potatoes in the oven. Subscriber. Poached apples and mashed potatoes is... Are you kidding me? Here comes Eva. Huh. Could do better. Yeah. Just golden delicious. Yeah, I fall back to Granny Smith. That's why I picked up when they had the Rambos. I figured, hey, it's worth giving it a try. Thank you, Garnget. Appreciate that. So, here's dinner. And our grill is right... Oops. Oh, it's hidden behind the candles. Taters. And just because you said that, I'm going to try one of these with apple in it. Just to try it. I have never had apples. UC grill. Good, good. That's my gas grill. My big green egg is over outside in the back. The Weber over here, so a family gift for Father's Day. It replaced my old Weber, my dad's Weber, which my older daughter has. And then I got the big green egg to help me with my smoking problem, which is I like to smoke meat. Not it, yes. So, Duchess potatoes, 2 pounds of Yukon Golds. Now, I think there's a conspiracy going on because all I can find is yellow potatoes, and they're scared. I'll go there. Camp Chef 336. Huh, I haven't heard of that, but is it a, excuse me, ceramic, I think they're called? Komodo Joe is the original. Big Green Egg came later. It's an American, I don't know which, chicken or egg, which came first, but Komodo Joe I think is a bit more popular. But I got the Big Green Egg, and on sale it was like $150 off, which you never see it that cheap. It's a pellet grill. Okay. Smoky. Yeah, but I kind of want a pellet grill too, instead of the gas grill. One of the other streamers I watch, Cook with Kate. I used to watch her much more. I don't as much. She's great, but it's just time. They have a pellet and a Big Green Egg, and they use the pellet grill for baking, which I want to do. Because the temperature on those things is fantastic. You want it at 350, set the dial. But you get a smoky flavor to everything, which sounds good to me. All right, so the pan I was using should be free. I think Lady Wayfair did me a favor. She did indeed. So that's the one we were using before. I gotta find the lid. Hello, love. Looking for the lid to this. Got it. Hankies.
Yep.
And I was wrong. Hooked up. Yes, she's very good. I like, well, at that time, she had just moved in and they're working on their food truck. I think that's been making progress now, and I understand that her husband is just coming back in from a stint. So, a lot of inspiration for me starting this. So, potatoes, 20-25 minutes. Try to make sure they're all about the same size. Oh, here comes Eva. Thank you very much for the follow. Just make sure the apple pieces are small. And they do go in before mashing. I figured if I just mash some in with the mashed potatoes, that'll work too. But thank you very much for that follow. Do appreciate it. I'm going to leave these because even though they say for the Duchess potatoes, wash them with butter. Oh, and thank you. 918 kid. That's a lot of kid. Thank you very much for the follow. 918. All right, trying to figure out what it means. 420 I know, but not 918.
Could just be a lucky number.
Could be. On my bike ride, guy was pedaling up to me as I was in my misery towards the end. And he was just trying to cheer me up. He says, hey, number 814. And we didn't wear any of the bibs for this one, but I did the Washington ride last Saturday, and they did. He has your number here, 814 here. And I was like, yeah, but that's, oh, yeah. It's a, oh, isn't that, no, I'm trying to remember, Van Halen. 918.
Crazy kid. Got it.
Crazy kid. Got it.
That's cool. I like it.
Oh dear. That is too full.
Your first timer is done.
Echo, stop. Temperature set. Kicked it down to 375. At 375, bake until crust is golden brown, 25 to 35 minutes. So we're going to let this go for 25 or 35 minutes. We are pretty clean, so I think we are good to feed our bread while this cooks. But let's do a little bit cleanup first. They've been fed, right? Mm-hmm. So these starving puppies are looking at me hungrily for no good reason.
They're trying to fool you.
Oh, that's easy. So, we're going to boil them. We're going to make mashed potatoes. And I want to get my ricer out. This is a me-sized garlic press. This is how much garlic I like. That's a potato ricer. My father's way of making mashed potatoes. This is the holy whisk, or the masher, my dad used. It's actually worn down a little bit. My dad would whip up potatoes using this. It's so cool. I used it for tomatoes the other day in our chili. Puppies, yes. You missed pies going in. I think you were here for that though. Potatoes. See the potatoes. Be the potato. I should have started those before we put the pies in. There you go. I'm going to finish our bread. Feeding our bread here. One, two are here. Now this is friendship bread. We started this and actually made a batch. Looking for the third bag. There it is. It is started off with like a tablespoon of yeast, milk, flour. Let me get that up here. Quarter cup of warm water in a packet of yeast. It starts it up. 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of sugar, and a cup of milk. And basically, you let it sit, you mash it once a day or twice a day. 6th day, you feed it again. And what is the 6th day? There it is. Add to the bag 1 cup of all-purpose, 1 cup of sugar, and 1 cup of milk. I don't know if we have milk. We do not have milk.
So that might need to wait a day,
May have to wait a day.
because that wasn't on the menu, so it didn't get added to the grocery list.
Okay, but we'll mush it. It's just to mix it up, make sure everything's getting exposed to everything else. It's like a sourdough starter.
Mm-hmm. When it doesn't get mushed, it tends to separate.
Yes. So you're just trying to make sure the yeasty boys in there have something to find to eat. We'll feed it tomorrow. Keep it going. Almost to a boil. I was going to make the other pies. Let's do that. What plate should I use? Now, I don't have enough crust made up to make the whole thing. I was thinking of doing it with these. It's just off the cuff. We'll see how it works. Unfold feed the second dinners. Rice of potato. Never used a potato masher. Only smashed with a fork. I feel like a plip. Actually, you know, smashed potatoes are also very good. And wooden spoon. Hot take. Bacon is better on the side than mixed in foods. Probably true. Yeah, the Duchess potatoes are underway. And I've seen other recipes for these pies that use mashed potatoes. Sort of a cottage pie, shepherd's pie.
Almost the season.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
And you can't see it, but Kodo's showing off.
Chasing his tail. Are you bored, Coda?
So I think actually I'll take some of our Duchess potatoes and top the pie with it, just to see. So we'll have the apple underneath of the mashed potato. Carnitas on potato is good. Ah, yes. It's one of those potatoes. Ah, cool. Yeah, I love my potatoes. My taters. Well, these are going to take a bit, potatoes. Well, we didn't have our planning stream Saturday, but we did that Wednesday. I would like to still do the occasional Saturday evening by the fire or fire pit. I think we'll try to do that next week. Now the onion. No, you fool. This is apple. What I'm trying to do is the lower section be the mushed potato, because that'll mix in with the meat. Echo, set a 15-minute potato timer.
Potato timer, 15 minutes, starting now.
K19, thank you very much for the follow.
Red boy.
Puppy treats.
Oh gosh, Coda just came over to that. He now knows what that means.
Yep.
Message for you, son.
K19, thank you very much for the Prime subscription. Using that Amazon Prime subscription, helping us out there. I do appreciate it. Doggy condition, yes. Well, we all have heard of Pavlov. Ring the bell, the dogs drool. They are drooling. Coda, Andy. All right, there are pies. I'm going to work the crust for at least 2 of them. I think I have enough for that. But you guys keep an eye on the potatoes. Make sure they don't go away. That means you, Garget. No sneaking. Well, Eggie, I do appreciate it. Why do you avoid onions and meats? It
My stomach doesn't like them.
it makes her quite ill. It's painful. So, same with corn products. And you'd be surprised how much corn is in American foods. If
Turn it all into ethanol.
I like corn, corn on the cob, but I enjoy the challenge of finding the foods equally good without it. So that doesn't mean I won't go and get some corn on the cob every once in a while. What is the airspeed velocity of an unladen sweat? Which do you mean, African or European? How lucky me? Full gray beard with blonde locks. This was brown. But thank you. I am fortunate to have hair. Genetics is in my favor there. But yeah, I could have turned out. That's gorgeous. Ow! You know that's hot. Get spitting at me, Mom. Oh wait, I'm the parent now. Junior? Junior. I had thought that they were doing another Indiana Jones. Haven't heard anything
I think
about
they
that.
are.
Are they?
I think I saw a news blurb about this being the last one Harrison Ford is going to do.
Well, they had the one with Keanu Reeves. No, not Keanu Reeves. What's that guy's? Transformers guy. The guy who's gone off the reservation. Shiloh DeBuff or something like that. They had the one where he found the crystal skull and he was about to hand it off to him, but Shiloh was such a doofus about it that Harrison Ford, that last scene with the hat. Not yet, kid. Shia, thank you, Ginger T. And K919, yes we do, or K918. K Crazy. I got it from the other guy. We have a Discord server, and we do have recipe requests. I've got one in there from... We have a lot of requests, but do put them in. We kind of mix and match and put some in. We have one for basically a Jello pie, and not a dream pie, a Jello pie, which I really want to do. See what it comes out to be. Yaladre made that request, so we still have that in the queue. Constantine. Oh, I love Constantine. Very guilty pleasure with that one. Mushrooms, all sorts, chanterelles, oysters. I love mushrooms. Lady Wayfarer will probably let me eat as much as I want of them. I've made mushroom, potted mushrooms. I've made pickled mushrooms, regular mushrooms, diced up. I love mushrooms. Creminis, buttons, oysters, lion mane. I've all worked with those. I'd have to go to Kennett Square to get some more of the exotics. That's Kennett Square, Pennsylvania. Give me enough time and I can find some more of the exotics. Mushrooms are overpowered. I love mushrooms. They are. I actually tried to make a mushroom sausage. It was one try. I heard that people can make a sausage substitute with wheat gluten. So I took a bunch of mushrooms, ground it up, put it with the gluten, spicy. Rusty Rhymes, shout out please for Rusty. He is here. Rusty is a wonderful variety streamer. He and his wife do a cooking stream, as well as...
It's always more fun to share with everyone.
K19 gifted a sub to Off-World Objects. Whoa. Off-World. Thank you very much for the gift, and welcome in Off-World Objects. Out of this world. Okay, we're getting close on that. Getting close on the pies. Everything's sort of coming together. We still have to do our steaks, though. But Rusty, good to see you. How are you, sir? I hope you are doing well. We're going to do the mashed potatoes on top of these two. This one's going to go in the oven as it is. I may not be able to get to this. Well, I will. I probably will. I am doing well. It is a lovely stream. We have lots of nice people in here today keeping me company as I make mistakes. Get messy, make mistakes, as Miss Frizzle would say.
And working without a dishwasher.
And working without a dishwasher. Have to cook it hung up so it doesn't explode. It's a fun stream. That's what we try for. Chilled and fun. That's, you know. I take the food seriously. I don't take me seriously. For sausage. This is the piercer. You're supposed to pierce the skin of sausage before you cook it. Got to make sure it's pointed the other way. Next time I do that, I don't want to pierce my fingers, if you know what I mean.
Please.
I already did that. Oh, yeah. It happens, especially in the kitchen. Mashed rice. I'm going to go fine, especially with a Duchess potato. You're going to be mixing in the egg yolks towards the end. You're making a mashed potato. I'm going to let it cool a little bit. So I don't want to cook the egg yolks. I want to combine them better. Oh, when dehydrated mushrooms. I didn't dehydrate them. I used whole mushrooms. Here comes Eva. Right, if you... You can't take a yolk. Sorry. We're just taking the yolks, man. It's just a yolk. And I'm smelling these pies, guys. Five more minutes. For fries. Egg yolk. Yeah, I've heard that. Oh, come on. Thank you. It was awful. And I appreciate that. My mother was the one who got me to try that again. She had Parkinson's, and with COVID hitting, my parents had to leave the house they were in to go to assisted living. And soon after they got there, my dad fell. They think they had a mini stroke. And so he had to go to the hospital. And the policy with the nursing home is, once you leave, you can't come back.
During COVID.
During COVID.
Yeah.
So my mom, with Parkinson's, was alone in her room. They had care going in there, but now we ended up taking turns. My niece, Laura, my brother and sister-in-law all took turns. I went up there and spent like a weekend or two when I could. My older brother did too. And I got to cook with my mom. And she wanted eggs runny. And she thought that was the only way to have sunny side up eggs. And I learned to love it. So, runny is best. I agree now. Before, I wouldn't have. All right, bowl. What is the one bowl? The one bowl to rule them all. This is the one we started with. This is the one we're using. And if you're wondering what the heck I'm talking about, this dishwasher has abandoned us. We are ashamed to have it. No, we're not. 13-year-old dishwasher went out on us. So we are without a dishwasher for a while. So the bowl frenzy at Wayfarer's Pantry is not going to be happening. Oh,
It's always more fun
and
to share
Kane,
with
thank you for the sub. I appreciate that. Very kind of you. And welcome in. Here comes Eva. Take your place on the shelf. The dogs will be by to give you your allotment of fur. Tasty beverages are certainly encouraged of any variety. This will be adorning our steak later. That's why it's up in front and center. We're going to be starting that soon. As a matter of fact, I should go start the grill soonish. Once we get the potatoes in, we'll go out and start our grill. We'll start the work on traditional Gaelic Irish steaks with Irish whiskey. And I've never seen this recipe up until I think Master Splits recommended it. And K918, I will get it someday. I keep looking at the K19.
Food,
Thank you for
please.
the food, please.
Did you see the question about steak tartare?
No, I did not.
He could make it, but I wouldn't eat it.
Yes, I would make steak tartare. I would eat it. If I knew where the meat came from. It's very important with that kind of thing.
Yeah.
With ground beef, do not, if you buy it from the store, do not eat it anywhere below medium. I try for medium rare, but you can't. The reason is, if you had a piece of beef, if you had a chuck roast here and you ground it, you could eat that, not almost raw, but 135, 140, no problem. It's when you have the possibility of meat that may have been touching the internal organs as they're being cleaned out that you run the risk of cross-contamination. Ground beef is anything cut off of other cuts that they didn't use. There's Butcher Brothers, I think, is a YouTube channel where they do butchery, whatever it's called. They cut up meat, and you see the pieces that they're throwing in the bucket, and that's the ground beef. So you don't know where that came from. And the grocery stores aren't that quality. They are not butchers. They are, but their bottom line is different than people like that. So, steak tartare, yes. If I made the steak tartare, yes, I'd eat it. No problem. You get beef from a ranch. I am jealous.
Your potato timer is done.
Echo, stop. We did have the chance. One of the things that we're trying to do, is we're trying to move out of this wonderful place called DC area. We had a brilliant 7-year plan. Let me tell it. To leave the area after we made our money. 31 years later?
It's time.
It's time. We're looking to move out to Tennessee. Or Western Virginia. We're starting to consider that. Not yet. Echo set a 10-minute potato timer.
Potato timer, 10 minutes. Starting now. Your second apple timer is done.
What makes you want to move there? Echo, stop. I hate to be financial. Beautiful country, mountains, water, people, less crowded people. We live in DC area. I did not buy a house in the city. The city came to live next door. Mm-hmm. We love this house. The neighbors we kind of like the neighbors. We'd like them a lot farther apart. We would like a lot fewer of them. We live in a city.
And then there's the tax benefits
Taxes
of
is the other
Tennessee.
thing,
That
Okay.
would help retirement money go farther.
Yeah. And Rusty, you're here just in time. We've visited pies again. This is the pork and apple pies we're working on. I'm going to leave them go another 5 minutes. They're looking good, but I'm going to give them another 5. Echo, set a 5-minute pie timer. Echo, don't ignore me.
I'm not ignoring you. I'm here and ready to help.
Echo, set a 5-minute pie timer.
That's a new one.
Yes, it is. On YouTube, McGrady explained she'd always have afternoon tea wherever she was in the world. Favorite was Wakanda Bay potted shrimp on toast. Is an absolute chocoholic. Did not know that. I do know one of her favorite sandwiches, and Master Splits, I think you gave this one to me, is the tuna salad with cucumbers. That I also heard from. Yeah, okay. Oh, that was egg fried chicken. Okay, sorry about that. Stop it. You know, hippie, they make these things for a reason. Silly wood elf. Gotcha. Rusty, yeah, it's beautiful. We've been looking Tri-Cities area, northeastern corner, Johnson City, Bristol, and Kingsport. Kind of leaning towards Kingsport just because, I don't know.
It's got more of a traditional small town feel to it.
Yeah, Johnson City is more East Coast transfers. A lot of people from our area end up in Johnson City. That's why you have the biking culture that's crazy there.
It's also a college town,
College town.
which has its pros and cons.
Yeah, I want to be throwing distance. Oh, C Films, welcome in. A shout out, please. I found out C Films is a streamer as well. Welcome in. Glad to see you. I am glad that you are doing great. We are at a pause for thought. Our potatoes are getting happy. We have our pork and apple pies that are probably going to come out and rest for 25 minutes. We also have our steak marinating in the fridge that we're going to go start in a few minutes. So we're about to get dinner going. So this induction hob I would not recommend. I love having it. It's good, but you see the 2 rings? The outer ring is a lie. It only does the inner ring. You want one with the 2 burner, or the 2 sizes.
That work.
That work. My cooktop over there is induction. I used to want gas. Now I'm happy with induction. It's not quite as good, but it's almost as good. And there is absolutely zero gummy mess all over the house. So, induction all the way. Although I'm sad because all of our Revereware can't be used. My precious New Wave. Do you have a New Wave cooktop, Rusty? To the lady for night for. Oh, that's cool. Rusty, if you could put a link on our Discord. I don't know if you're on that, or I'll just steal a link from your site. If you have a link for that, I would like to recommend one to people because this was like 45 or 50 bucks when I got it. And it's good for that. It's good for cooking, but if I want steady, consistent heat, it's over there. I'm talking with chalk in my mouth. Oh, TV talk stream. Coding database. Ooh. It's actually what I'm playing with at work. Python, looking at Postgres, and Oracle right now. Python I haven't done much of. I did a lot of PHP before. But now I'm just doing... It's funny, I'm supposed to be solution architect, building systems, and then they need someone to do X. I was doing C coding for a while, controls, and then I just go in and fix things. But good to hear, C Films. Appreciate that. Sorry I'm running at the mouth. I'm talking a lot and enjoying it, so why am I sorry I'm enjoying it? Hippie. Let's see how we are. Okay, echo stop. I think the potatoes are almost done too. Oh. Those are the pork and apple pies, and I'm calling those done. Everything inside was already cooked. I just want to make sure the crust has been cooked. As you hear my hands sizzle, I look around for a place to put them. That's fine. That goes there. Echo, set a 25-minute pie cooling timer. Started building a new website project yesterday. Statistics learning website, very good. Thank you, Ek. HTML, CSS, PHP, SQL mostly. Okay, cool. Yeah. I was a Perl developer, no, Java, C++, Perl, before that Ada. Been a couple of years. Earned. But yeah. These are the potatoes for the Duchess. Yes. They're about ready. I'm going to give them another minute. So our pies are cooling, resting. I'm curious to see how the pork and the apple work together. I really am. There's a dish I want to do for you guys. It involves Laird's Applejack, which is an apple brandy. And it's a roast, a loin with spices, and it's just soaked in this brandy. And I think they do a reduction so it's glazed. Laird's Applejack is a very good brandy. I love it. Python, yeah, Python is real easy. Got money out of, yeah, the good equipment, Rusty. Oh, you sent it to, oh, thank you. Why am I seeing Whisper? Oh, I'm in the Streamlabs. I'll get it later. But thank you, Rusty. I do appreciate that. And that's a typo, right? TypeScript or TypeScript? I don't think I've worked with that before. But no, when I do that stuff, you guys would not want to see me because it's like 2 hours later. Oh, yeah. Trying to figure things out. Oh, and I should talk about Wednesday. We have our prep steering coming up. Ooh, yes. We have some planned things, guys. Sorry I closed the pantry door, but you guys can still see through it. We're doing pumpkin butter and pasta. And we're going to be making our pesto pasta mix-up, so that'll be our dinner.
The potato timer is done.
Echo stop. The pesto is fantastic. And the pasta we'll be making, yeah, that's ready. Okay, good. Now, I think this is going to be another bowl here. But there's no avoiding it. Colander. Ah. That hand doesn't bend that way. TypeScript, okay. But as I was saying about good tools, one of the pans, the pan you just saw me use, it's one of my mother's all-clads. phenomenal. And that will probably, I'll pass that down to somebody. Let's see. Okay, cool. Shh. You can stop beeping now. We understand. All right, let me get on the potatoes here, guys. I was learning C#. Yeah, it's good. Good one to pick up. Object-oriented programming, very good if you enjoy it. Coding can be tedious, dull, monotonous, worthless to some people. If you enjoy it, though, it's not work. But remember to relax. All right. I don't know all the languages, but I know enough to be dangerous about all of them. And I could probably figure out problems in them. I mean, when you've reached this status of mithril hair, you're there to usually called in with people with hair on fire and deliverables being missed. So I enjoy that. Potatoes. We're doing potatoes. Same bowl, so it doesn't count the bowl count. Same plate. Rusty, the dishwasher's busted, so we're... The bowl count is out the door. We are not going to all the bowls today. Especially when I have to hand clean them. Well, Lady Wayfair's been doing it, but here it is.
I was going to say.
We are now cooking the queen, cooking for the queen. Very large power wheeler, yes it is. It's got wheels. Actually, one of the racks is it still outside? One of the racks?
Yes, with things drying in it.
It's our drying rack outside.
I will bring the dishes in before bed, but yeah.
Little trick with a ricer. If you don't need it for it. I do enough mashed potatoes. If you don't peel your potatoes, cut them in half.